Well, hey everyone, Gabby Hartzell here, and I just wanted to do it really quick. It'll be super fast, not necessarily a training, more of a conversation and some things to think about and think through as you are leading and serving and maybe starting your ministries, whatever that looks like, whether it's writing or podcasts or a women's ministry or a small group, different things. So, just a few things to be thinking through. One of the things that I do and have the opportunity to do is lead our women's ministry in our region at my local church, and that's something that I actually got to. I founded that in 2015, and as a volunteer, and came on staff the following year, and so I've been leading that for 5 years now, and that is one of my favorite things. I absolutely love doing it. I've got another training about how to start a ministry or how to start really anything like that. So that will be coming another day. But what I wanted to tell you all about really quickly is some things that we do with the Well, which is our women's ministry. Something that I have firmly believed and grasped with the Well along the way is that I want this to not be about me. The Well, which is our women's ministry, again, it's not the Gabby Show. Here in Kentucky, and maybe in the region that you're in as well, there's just not a ton of opportunities for women to speak or use their gifts that God's given them. And so everything we do at our women's ministry um, is a platform. We give our platform to women. We give them opportunities to use their gifts and talents. That means our women's ministry is made up of events, of small groups, and of outreaches. And I don't speak at all of the events. You know, I'll do some welcomes and maybe some closings and close us out. There's been events where I've not spoken at all. But I like to share the stage. I like to share the platform because it's something that not a lot of women around here get, and they are so gifted. And that's something that I'm going to talk a little bit more about and how we do that. But I want you all to be thinking through whatever it is that you feel God has put on your heart to start or lead or serve in. Um, we're not in it alone. And it is not just for us, even our social media platforms, which I'll talk about in another training where I give some social media tips and different things like that. But even our social media platforms, it's not about us. And we all know this. We know it's about Jesus and not about us. But it's even further than that. God created us for community. And even God lives in community, God, Jesus, and the Holy Spirit. And so we too are created for community. Our callings, our dreams, our purpose in life is not just for us. It is to open the door for other people as well to come through. One of our friends who you all have met, Ainsley, another God Girl Nation team member, she said this in a talk once, and it stuck with me. And it really sums up kind of how we think through what we do at the Well so nicely. But she said, for people who are at the top, they always say like, it's so lonely at the top. And she said, why didn't you take anyone with you? And I love that she said that. I love that thought, that question of why didn't you take someone with you? It doesn't have to be lonely there. And even as leaders, I know for me, especially as leading a women's ministry, it can feel lonely. Well, that's on me. Why didn't I take someone with me? Small group leaders, it can feel lonely having the weight of the whole group on you. Well, why didn't you bring someone with you? Why didn't you train someone to co-lead? So there's some things that I want you all to be thinking through, and I'm going to tell you how we do it at the Well. But our platforms are not just for us. We are to share those with others. We are to be in community. We are to give other women chances. That saying, we rise by lifting others. And it's so true. It is so true. If you're a little ahead of where someone else is or wants to be, it's our job to pull them up there, to grab their hand and pull them with us. And so that's what we do at the Well. Um, like I said, the well is made up of events. We have small groups, short-term groups that meet twice a year. We do outreaches. We do one in particular called Prom Prep. I'll talk about that again on another day. Um, and we also do, sometimes we'll do another outreach, but we also have other ways of communicating. We have blogs that we do, and then we also have the Well Journal. And this is it right here. This is a magazine that we've created for women by women. And so just some practical things of how we share the stage, how we share our platform, how we use our platform to increase other people's platforms. Um, One is our events. We have some incredible women who are great communicators, and they don't get to share that gift very often. And so we love to use our events to have other women come and speak. We have women from different churches, women from different around the region, different communities, and we have them come and speak. And we do vet them. We make sure that we know who they are, that they are speaking about something. We see their notes beforehand. We make sure we've heard them beforehand. But we love to give women opportunities to do that. Another way that we use this is through welcomes and through closings. I have a team of about 6 other women who are my leadership team for the Well. And I also love to give them platforms and a place to stretch and grow. And if they want to communicate, if I know that's their desire, then even though it's my desire too, I don't want to hog that opportunity. And so we will use, if they've not had a lot of speaking opportunities or opportunities to communicate, then I'll use the welcome or the closing to groom them for that. So they'll come and they'll practice in front of me once or twice, or not just me. It's actually a couple of people, so that we can give some feedback from different perspectives, and we really help groom them and shape them for that. And then the more you're on stage, the more comfortable you feel, the better you get at communicating. So that's one way that we do it. For our small groups, I've not led a group personally. I've led the group leaders, but we love to train new leaders. And again, it's people that our campus directors know, it's people that they trust to lead well, and we stay in communication with them. But we want to empower and equip women to do what they are called to do. And so we use our platform to do that. So we have group leaders, and we ask those group leaders to be looking for co-leaders and to groom those co-leaders so that we can create more leaders. So that's another way that we do it. Through Prom Prep, that is a day, and again, I'll tell you more about that another time. But that is a day where we get girls ready for prom. And so we spend 4 hours with these girls. And so not everyone is a professional hairstylist or professional makeup artist or doing the nails, but it's people who are gifted in that, who love doing that and enjoy doing that, but they don't have the opportunity to that often. And so we give women opportunities to serve in their giftings in that way on our prom prep days. The blogs, I actually don't write any of our blogs for the women's ministry that I lead. Why? I love to write. I write for my own blog. I write for other blogs. But I believe that we have created this platform to give it away to others. And so we have so many talented writers in our region and in our state that I don't want to take up a space when I already have opportunities elsewhere. So we have blog writers who will submit pieces, and we're actually creating a form now where we can get even more blog writers. Right now, it's just who we know, but we want it to be more inclusive than exclusive. So we want it to be people who may not know us personally, but who are gifted in writing. And so we're creating a forum where women can submit pieces, and and we'll see what fits our style and our genre and our women's ministry, and we'll begin to utilize them even more. And so we have a weekly blog that goes out, and we utilize the talents of women around us who that may be the only outlet, the only blog that they're ever writing is for the Well, but they have that platform. The last thing is the Well Journal. This we started last year. No, this past year actually. We started it last year. This was our first issue. This was the spring of 2020, and in our journal we use writers. Some of them have written blogs for us, and so we know that they are talented, and we trust their writing abilities. But we highlight local businesses. We highlight travel sections in Kentucky. We highlight business women. We highlight women who have maybe started nonprofits or different organizations that are doing really awesome things that we want to tell other people about. And we utilize writers from around our region, around the state of Kentucky. We use photographers from Kentucky. We have women who are gifted in design, who design our journal. So we do, and we have women who love to cook, and so they give us recipes for the journal. So we try to make our platform a platform not just for me or for the leaders of the well, but for women of Kentucky. And that's just one way that that we just really want to build other women up, and we want to give them opportunities, and we want to share the stage, because the well's not just about me, and it's not just about all of our team leaders. It is about the women of Kentucky, and we want to share our platform. We want to collaboration over competition. And so this is just one way that we do that, through everything we do with the well. We want it to be a place where we share our platform with other women who are gifted and who may not have the opportunity to do that. And so I really want you all to be thinking about too, whatever it is that God's put on your heart to do, to lead, to start, to continue. How can you share that platform? How can you build someone else up in their giftings as well? One way to do this, and again, I'll talk about it more in another training when I get more into the social media things and some different things to do. But one way, maybe collaborate on social media. We do a thing with the well where we do like a cheer her on, where a friend of mine came and spoke at the well, and she talked about cheer her on. So now we do, a couple of times a year, we'll go through a cheer her on thing where we highlight women who are doing some incredible things, or who are just awesome, or need a pick me up or some encouragement. So is there someone that you can utilize with your social media platform that you're working on? Is there a way that you can share their voice too? Can you, do you want to highlight them in your stories? Do you want to talk about them? Do you want to encourage other women to go listen to these people as well? Rather than holding tight to our followers and not wanting to share them, that's just a little silly. And it's easy to get wrapped up into that. But if you remember, Jesus said the harvest is plentiful and the laborers are few. That means there's never going to be enough laborers for all the harvest that is out there. And so we don't have to worry about competition, because there's plenty of work to do. So maybe using your social media platform, and how can you use that to collaborate with other women? If you follow Ainsley or I at all on Instagram, you see we collaborate a lot through videos. And so that's just another way that we can use our platform for other people. We just did a giveaway, a couple of us, some of my friends who speak at conferences. And so using our platform, our influence, to increase someone else's, or increase their voice, or give them more opportunities. If you lead a group, maybe find a co-leader, someone you can pour into and allow them to lead, and really stretch and grow them as a leader, as a speaker, as a communicator. If you have a podcast, or if you're wanting to start that, bringing other women on, just like with God Girl Nation, where other women in ministry, other women who are serving in some way or capacity, will be brought on, so that their platform and voice can be increased as well. It's not just about the members of the team; it's about all of us. And so, but we can all be doing that personally. We don't have to have a large organization or a large ministry to collaborate, or to share the stage, or to share our platform, whatever our platform is. So I really want you to just be thinking through some things of number one, what is it that God's asked you to do? What is it He's put on your heart? What is it that He's asking you to start or continue? And then I want you to think through, okay, who's around me that is gifted in this as well? And sometimes you don't want to share that with those people. The enemy can lie to us and tell us that that person's going to steal all the thunder and all the things. And then, if you have a co-leader, maybe everyone loves the co-leader more, and then you're not going to have a group to lead. But that's just not true, because Jesus said the harvest is plentiful, but the laborers are few. We need all of us in this. So how can we share our platforms? How can we share the influence that we have to help other women grow in the abilities that God's given them? So just be thinking through, what is it that God's asked you to do? Who do you know around you right now that is good at that, or that wants to do that, has a desire, but needs maybe some more growth in it, maybe some more coaching in it? And then the last thing is how can you incorporate them? How can you use your platform to celebrate others, to use your platform and give a piece of it to someone else? Because collaboration is so much better than competition. We were created for community. We cannot do this alone, and we weren't meant to do this alone. Everything that we do, all of our callings, all of our dreams, all of our God dreams, they hinged on someone else. And so what we do and what is opening the door for other people behind us as well. And so, it doesn't have to be lonely at the top. Why don't you take someone with you? So let's take someone with us. Let's open up our stage. Let's open up our platforms and collaborate and bring other women along, because we rise by lifting others. And the harvest is plentiful, but the laborers are few. So let's go find some more laborers. So I have my hair up and my earrings in now, but there was something I forgot that I wanted to tell you all really quickly. So I'm back on here. I've got a free downloadable little worksheet. It's super, super simple, but it asks those 3 questions again for each of us of what is it that God's asked us to do, who has He placed around us right now, and how can we incorporate them into our platform. And so it's got a couple other little things on there, a next step to do after you've answered those questions, and also the scripture verse to kind of remember and hang on to. So if you want to download that worksheet so that you can maybe add it into a folder of things for downloadables, or just something to hang on to as you're working through this and as you're processing and praying through it and thinking through it, you can find that at gabbyhartzell.com under the resource tab. So I hope that you utilize that and take advantage of that. And I cannot wait to see how God increases what you all are doing, and also increases what those around you are doing as you pull them along.